episode 479 of the OotiniCast. And let me 9 of the OotiniCast. There we go. And it's December 27th of 2023, last episode of the year. Let's go ahead and give a little shout out here and let people know we're online. Okay, let me do that. So this is the raw version of the show, which goes out with all flaws and flubs intact, and then we clean it up as necessary, put it out as a audio podcast tomorrow. The raw version will also go out as a visual thing to YouTube.
A visual thing?
Yeah, a visual thing.
Sounded like me more and more, Chill. It's not good for your vocabulary.
My vocabulistics are weakening.
I make talk bad.
All right, it's out. And yeah, we'll get going on the actual show here in a minute.
All right, let me 4 seconds ago. Reposted. Meow meow.
All right.
Meow meow. Oh, I was thinking about
Make sure that looks good.
putting together my Lego thing on stream.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Kitty recommended that. I'm like, oh yeah, that might be kind of fun.
That could be
But then I'm
totally
also
fun,
kind of
yeah.
scared because that could open up a whole can of expensive worms.
Yeah, that's for sure. We can talk about that on the show if you want.
Okay.
Let's see. Actually, it's 4, so shall we? Are
Let's
you ready?
do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of got
Let
it.
me have a little water and going in roughly 5. I still think about that episode about 10 times ago when I drank and it just went completely down the wrong hole.
Every time I see you drink, every time.
You're worried that I'm just
I
going to
don't talk.
kaboom again.
Yeah, I don't talk because I'm afraid you're gonna like.
All right, going in 5 for sure. Now here we go. Hi and welcome to the OotiniCast. Death wish it is then understood. This is episode 479, being recorded on Wednesday, December 27th, 2023. I'm your host, Jill, and with me is my co-host, KittyKissz. Hey, Kitty.
Hey, everybody.
All right. And what you been up to since the last show?
Let me roll up my sleeves here. It's
Okay.
serious. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you, Chill, for that Christmas present.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's super cool. It's funny because the Anakin in it,
Mm-hmm.
the little figure, his hair's all messy.
That's
It's
awesome.
really funny. But
So
we were
yeah, it
just
was a little
talking-
Lego set. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Lego set that Chill gave me for Christmas, and Kitty Treats goes, "Hey, you should put that together on the stream." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, that sounds like a fun idea." And I was kind of thinking of the logistics of how. Cause
Does sound tricky. Yeah, you'd have to have right. It can't be your normal webcam setup. It doesn't. 'Cause
Right.
it doesn't go down low enough to show anything.
Right. I have other cameras. I mean, I could figure it out. I think it's a great idea. I think I should do it.
Yeah.
I was telling you the only thing I'm scared of is that what if I really start liking Legos, and that is a very expensive habit.
They are not cheap. Yeah.
No, they have always been expensive.
Right.
I remember when I was a little kid, they had the space Legos, they were called. And man, those things were expensive. Even the little tiny packs were expensive.
Yes.
But the reason why I was kind of skeptical about doing it is because I have that one that you gave me, but I also have a Slave One that someone gave me a long time ago. And one, the expensive habit, but the other part is, where the hell am I going to put it? I have so much crap that I don't even know where I would put a Slave One.
Right. I guess I think there's a few different ones. How big would it be when you put it together? So like
a foot and a half.
Foot and a half. So half a meter roughly. Wow.
Yeah, about half a meter.
Dang. Yeah,
And
that's
it's
a pretty good
probably
one.
about a quarter meter
Because
tall.
the set I gave you was, it's smaller than
Yes,
that for
little.
sure.
It's like
it's a little one. It's
maybe
more like
6 inches.
yeah. exactly. It has enough to kind of barely squeeze in a little minifigure in there.
A messy-haired minifigure.
Right.
But I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm sure it'll be something that I'll end up doing.
Okay.
It might be, I don't know. Can you do it with 2 people? It might be kind of fun for both of us to take on.
Could be,
task.
yeah. You definitely have to have a different setup for that. You have to have like a webcam that would go over to a different table or something.
Yeah, Jody already has a camera. I have 5 cat cams, but those all run on one specific program. I guess we could probably put the software onto Jody's machine, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that sounds like it's kind of fun.
It could be fun. Yeah, and they're definitely it's fun too, and kind of relaxing. It's like
it is.
It would definitely be sort of like a AMSR sort of thing or whatever it's called.
It could be a bit cathartic too,
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, we'll see what happens. Again, I am legitimately scared of getting hooked on Legos. So
yes,
there's some people in chat that put together Legos, and some of the stuff that they've showed, like sent me pictures of and stuff is really cool. But yeah, that is a lot of. I guess I could disassemble it and put it away, but
true.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, one of the things I did was I hung out with you and your son. I finally, after all these years, got to meet your son, which was very nice.
Yeah, he was home, and we came over after he had an appointment, and so we came over after that, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
And we both found a new pizza place that we like.
Yeah, really
in Portland.
Good.
What was it called again?
I really like that.
I can't remember the name of it though.
I have no idea.
It's near your place. I could find it again, but I just don't remember the exact name.
Yeah,
but it was very tasty.
Vegan pizza too. So next time we can go
with Kitty Treats. Yeah,
Jody could come with us, and we could get a pizza. You and
that'd be awesome.
Your son can get a pizza, or maybe you and your wife could get a pizza.
Yeah, depends.
Pizza date, pizza double date. Kitty and I did our Christmas stream. It was really fun.
Nice.
I'd like to say thank you to everybody that came along and was with us on the stream. It was really fun. We watched the 77 Star Wars Christmas special.
Ah, yes.
And it is palatable when you watch it with other people.
Yes. Right.
And
because you can laugh together and make fun of it and all that.
There was people in chat that had never seen it before.
Oh, wow.
And we're going, what's going on? I'm like, that's normal.
That's normal.
That's normal.
It's like the least canon thing in Star Wars.
Yeah, you are not alone and being confused.
It's very weird, yes. It's deeply weird.
And having seen it before, I'd be like, okay, get ready. Because this is weird, but wait like 5 seconds. Yes. It's going to get even weirder. But I think it's become a tradition, and
that's fun though. Yeah, definitely. Once a year is about right for that too. Like you wouldn't want to see it like more often than that, but once a year is fine.
Pushing your luck in the sanity department. But I think I also have a soft spot in my heart for that show now, because I don't know, it's Kitty. I used to be a humbug. I used to, be dealing with a lot of depression and shit like that. And it made me not like Christmas. But now with Kitty Treats in my life, I'm trying to change the things that I didn't enjoy and try to enjoy them because we can enjoy them together.
That's sweet.
So now
that makes sense.
Now that show is
part of it.
Like, because she's like in the same boat that I am, and we're like, oh man, here it comes. But it was really fun. So I don't think we'd ever watch it just the two of us. I don't think it'd be difficult.
Yeah, it's so weird, and it is so weird. For one thing, it's a variety show, which is something that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah,
like. There's nothing even really close to a variety show anymore. Like maybe you could say like Saturday Night Live kind of like is like a distant cousin, and that's it.
Right.
They were thick on the ground, though, in like 78, 79 when it came out. Like, there were so many variety shows back then. It's
Jerry Lewis Telethon was a big thing.
Yeah, but they had like Hee Haw, and they had Carol Burnett was a variety show, done as a variety show.
Donna and Marie,
Sonny and Cher. Laugh-In was kind of a variety show as well.
Yeah,
and there was others too, like lesser known ones that I'm sure we've completely forgotten. And the whole idea is like there would be some comedy skits, there would be some music, right?
Dancing.
There would be dancers. There could even be like weird other things too, like little interviews or just like talks or weird shit too. Just kind of, it could be almost anything. It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
And people just love them for some reason back then, and then they just completely vanished.
Yeah,
vanished.
I believe that they were kind of heavily influenced by vaudeville.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You know, as movies became more of a thing, they kind of brought that tradition onto television and stuff
maybe that
like
was part of it too. Like back in the day when there was when there were a lot of these variety shows, this was like just before the VCR sort of took over. Like you couldn't really watch movies when you wanted to. So you would kind of watch whatever was on TV. And a nice thing about a variety show is if you don't like one thing, well, there's another thing coming right up. Exactly. You don't have to wait half an hour or an hour or whatever. But if you don't like, the one guy, you go find a snack, and then you come back and maybe it's a skit that you're having fun with or whatever.
Right. The Muppet Show is a great example.
Muppet Show is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Of a variety show, kind of from a meta. Point
and it was
view.
Sort of meta, right? Because of the Muppet angle where it's like,
the backstage and all that.
And yet it was in many ways a very standard variety show where you have comedy bits, you have you have little talks with celebrities, and then you have skits with the celebrities, and usually the celebrities musical in some way, and then they take advantage of that too, or even they dance or whatever. Even
the stage was very vaudevillian.
Yes,
they had a live band, and then the stage was like and
Stadler and Waldorf up there making fun of everything, which is also very meta.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
But man, they sucked. I hated it.
And so they did this weird variety show, and like
so weird.
It's the first appearance of Boba Fett of all things.
Yeah. That reminds me. The reason why we were so pumped up this year is because there's a documentary out called A Disturbance in the Force. And it is a documentary on the making of the 1977 Star Wars Christmas special.
Wow.
And so we had all the inside scoop of what's going on. And when we watch it this time, we're like, oh, that's what that is. Is
that on Disney Plus by any chance? Or
no, it was made by basically it was made by Star Wars fans.
Oh, okay.
But it's really, really well done.
Cool.
Like Kyle Newman was involved. I got it on Amazon. I bought it too because I wanted to throw them some money.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, Star Wars fans making Star Wars content.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's called A Disturbance in the Force.
Yeah, and they somehow got Luke and Leia and Han and 3PO and Chewie all involved.
Yeah. Mark Hamill's like, I don't want to do this, but George made me. But I told him, I'm no singing. I'm not singing. And it's funny because Luke is just so much makeup on him.
He looked so weird in that. Yeah.
Yeah. You just check it out.
Check it out. Yeah.
I've been running my bounty hunter, Shanae Vizsla.
That's awesome.
Got her to 80, just about to start the runic story.
Nice.
And it's really funny because I'll take the helmet off and it's double Shay because, she's my Shay Vizsla cosplay character.
Right.
And
you run around with Shay as the companion whenever you can.
It's really funny.
Nice.
It's really funny. Excuse me. I've been updating my implants. Okay. It's slow going because, man, that does take a chunk.
Yes.
When you get up to that 340 stuff.
Yeah.
But
it takes a while.
I love it. I like hunting for upgrading the armor and stuff like that. I like it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people get really butthurt, but I'm like, yeah, this is okay. It gives me something to do, It makes me like, all right, I got to get I got to get all this.
And it felt like there's a little bit more of a gap between this one and the last one, as opposed to the jump up before that, which felt a little short. This time there was kind of a pretty good long break in between, which was fine by me. And so when it came, it was like it didn't really feel like a real issue. You know, I had already long since gotten what I really cared about up, and so no problem.
Yeah, but like I said, I've been trying to get the Conquest just to get those that end game currency, and I've been running a lot of flashpoints.
Nice.
Which are great. I've been having a lot of fun just queuing for flashpoints and running them. And I haven't done it in so long because I used to have such social anxiety. It was hard for me to even queue up for flashpoints.
That's cool. That's a good sign then, you know, it's like a little marker that's like, now look how far I've come.
Right. And I noticed it I don't know. I noticed it very recently and I'm like, you know what? That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's all right.
That is cool.
So it's really fun. Good way to get gear, good way to get some of the end game currency. And also you get some of the galactic seasonings coinage from it too, which is pretty good.
Right, because a lot of the weeklies are about it too. Yeah.
Well, fun.
Not a lot of the weeklies, but at least every week there's usually at least one flashpoint one.
Right.
So yeah,
and you can do, I didn't know this, but you can do the weekly twice.
Oh,
for like, you know, queuing for a group and doing veteran mode and then doing master mode flashpoints.
Oh,
so
okay.
You could really, you can get a whole bunch of good stuff.
Nice.
What else? Oh, I unlocked a bunch of stuff, armor, weapons, mounts.
Yes, the sale's going on. The unlock sale's on now.
I'm combing through now to see what I don't have.
Yep.
And I think I might buy, what is it called? I called it the crimping iron lightsaber.
Oh.
It looks like a trap jaw. God, what is it called?
Yes. Right. It looks, right. It kind of has a jumper cable sort of claw looking thing on it. Yeah.
I knew exactly what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
The bear trap.
Yes.
And I've been tinkering around with buying it, but I don't want to spend as much money as it costs to get it. So I haven't been. But if anybody has that on Shea Vizsla or on Starforge, I would. Well, Shea Vizsla because I have more money over there.
Really, on Shea? You mean Satele Shan?
No, not Shea Vizsla. Sorry, Satele Shan.
Okay.
I would be more than happy to pick it up at a reasonable price. So
cool.
Just throwing it out there.
Very nice.
I think that's it, Jill.
Okay.
I'm passing the life day orb to you.
Ooh. All right. Let's see who's showing in the chat room here. 0 Emily's here. 8 HVDS. A Lonely Girls here. 8 on Shay. Aranella. Donk 7. DL Smooth Wolf. Drop Snat. Evan 0411. Happy Fun 81. Kian 024, Kitty Treats is here, Lisa Late Bloomer's here, Mark Zink, Papa JS, Squishy Twitchy, and the Rockin' Donkey are all here. Hey everyone, thanks for coming along. Did a lot of Galactic Seasons on, especially like this week. Like I had a lot of stuff that is really good for solo stuff, and I've been just doing that on all servers. And now I'm done on the 2 US servers. I have like a week to go on the Euro servers. And I won't probably be able to finish the end all the way to the end on Shea Vizsla. But I should be able to get to like the 60s or 70s or maybe 80s. I'm not sure exactly. It depends on what one comes up and blah, 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 blah.
That's a late start too.
Yeah, very late start on Shea Vizsla, and still
you're a machine, Jill.
We'll be able to get through it. It's not bad actually. It's especially once you get to someone on that server up to 50, then all of a sudden you can just pop a reputation item, and you basically get the daily right then and there. It's a little less than that, so if you have to do something else, if you're in the 50 to 70 range, 50 to 69 range. And then it goes up to the 70 to 80 range, and then you do get a little bit more for rep items, and then you're guaranteed to get the daily that way. Really easy. And but even before that, it's not bad. You know, you just give gifts and get the influencer. The gift giving also gives you some by itself. You do some crew skills. You do the decos, and you
Taxi.
take a taxi, and you're good to go. It's all good.
Yeah.
But I've got 50s on all servers now, so it's super easy. Yeah. And
Wait,
so
I have one question. You still get the bonus at level 50? The
bonus of
taxi
what?
bonus at level 50?
Which bonus? Taxi
The
one?
taxi?
I haven't checked the taxi one. I was using the taxi on the way up to 50, but since I've hit 50, I think it goes away either at 50 or at 70 because I notice I don't get it on my end game level ones.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not sure when it drops, so if it's at 50 or 70, but yeah, it's kind of a low-B one. The idea is that they throw you a bone, and for something that's, that can be easily done at lower levels, which is nice.
Yeah, I've been following your example and logging into all my tunes every day. And
hey, it's a lot. It adds up to a lot of cartel coins, a lot of ultimate packs. I've been opening up ultimate packs, tons of gold, silver, and bronze packs of decos, armor, weapons, mounts. It's good stuff. It's totally worth it to me. So I won't get to the end on Shea Vizzle, but we'll get pretty far along, and we'll kind of see how far we can get. Still, I've also been working on getting my mains implants finished up. I need a few thousand more, and then I'll be done with that, at least for the damage ones, and eventually I'll need more for the tank set as well. I try to keep a tank set up as well. But we'll do that second. Yeah, we'll do that second. Let's see. I've been doing a lot of heroic dailies also, partly for tech points and stuff like that, but mostly to get the remnant sets completed. So because I've been pretty steady on that the last couple of weeks, I've gotten a few more sets completed and unlocked them using the sale. I mean, they're relatively cheap anyway, but I might as well do it when they're even cheaper. I found one set. I didn't write down what it was, but it was interesting to me because it has a hood and non-hood version available as part of the set for the remnant set, and you have to have both to unlock it, which is interesting. So if you end up getting and so I've been very careful. I have this whole character that's just called remnant. Then I just go there and I just put them up, and it's all very laid out. So every set has its own set. Column. So I know exactly which ones I have, which ones I'm done with because they're blank.
Exactly what I did.
All that stuff. And then I found one that's like, oh, I have all of them, but it didn't unlock. And then I couldn't figure out why. And then so I went to the collections, because you can go to collections to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, there's an extra piece there because there's two chest pieces. There's a hood version and a non-hood version. So, and I don't know how many of them have that, but there's at least one out there in the remnants that does have it. So you have to have both, unfortunately, if you're gonna actually get the unlock. So,
right.
Yeah. So so that said, I still need the other one, but whatever. Every day, as long as I do, let's say I do like 2 days. I try to do Coruscant dailies because there's 4 of them. It's one of each box type that you get. So one from each of the bosses. I do it twice. If I do that, then I should get at least 1 or 2 pieces that I don't have before. And eventually that'll get harder and harder and harder, but whatever. At this point it's still 1 or 2, sometimes 3 pieces that unlock. And if I do more, which sometimes I do, then that just goes up. Did chapters on Gamera and on Freddie Mercury. That's on Gamera's on Starforge anyway. Got Olaf up to 80. Double XP kind of accidentally almost got him up to 80 because I was doing chapters or something that doesn't usually get a lot of XP, and then we still got up to 80 because it's
oh, nice.
Yeah, just double XP is really fast. That's still going on.
Oh, I forgot it's double XP.
I know. You got to do stuff. I did do a ton of unlocks. I burned down from 12,000 cartel coins to 1,000, less than 1,000 actually.
Whee.
Yeah, and that's probably an underestimate or a low estimation as well, because I know I had over 12,000 at one point. And I've also grabbed a few cartel coins from the Galactic Season tracks here and there. So it's probably more than the 11,000 difference that would imply. It's probably more like 12,000 or even 13,000.
Nice.
Yeah. Among other things, I made sure some of the stuff that's really good for cosplay, like tunings, I made sure every tuning I have is unlocked.
Have the tunings.
A lot of the mounts I checked, and I think I left a couple that I don't really care about, but basically all the mounts are unlocked. And one thing I did do is I realized in my item storage, from old packs that I've opened but I didn't actually pull out of that item storage thing, is so you can just grab it from on, whatever character on that server.
Right.
And I realized that I still had a bunch of color crystals in there, because back in the day when weapons weren't part of the outfitter, I just kind of kept them in there. So if I wanted a particular color, I could try to look for it there too. And then once it became part of the outfitter, I never really cleared that out. So they're still there. So what I did this time is I looked through all of those, and I found probably, I think it was 5, where I had them and I had never unlocked that color for any stat. Because I don't care what stat it is. It's all going to be for the outfit anyway. But I found an olive one. I've never had an olive one. There was like a blue and white, I think, one, kind of blue-white one that I had never unlocked before. There was a different green one that I had never unlocked before, and there was like a pinkish one. Can't remember exactly which one, but pink of some variation that I had never unlocked before. So I got a bunch of new colors that are now unlocked and ready to go whenever they're necessary. So that felt really good. I still need more cartel coins too. I didn't burn all the way down to 0 because I thought, well, there's a couple sales that are coming up that look kind of interesting, so I might try to hold on to them. But I still need more CCs for the armor set unlocks. It's mostly the armors. There's so many armors in the game.
So many armors.
But and we already talked about the lunch we had. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Burning all the cartel coins always is kind of fun. It's like. And sometimes it's like, ooh, should I unlock this or not? And especially when I got to the armor, and it's like, I knew I wouldn't have enough cartel coins, and it's like, should I unlock this one? And sometimes I try unlocking it. It's like, oh, that's right, that was from a galactic season or something like that, and it's really inexpensive compared to the gold or silver ones where it's 120 or 200. Yeah. So anyway, all right. Anyway, that was good stuff. And so that'll bring us to the tip of the week. And we got a tip from Casey. And Casey writes, hey, guys, I have a tip of the week for you. In the new daily area of Kessen's Landing, so this is the Ord Mantell one, if you're going for the 100 dailies achievement and you plan on doing both dailies and heroics, do the heroics first as they count towards that daily count. So at least some of the time. There's a little bit of a thing later on. That includes for both the 100 daily achievement and the weekly 10 daily achievement. This way you can get your heroics done and have that much less dailies to do to get that achievement. Sadly, though, of course, doing dailies doesn't count towards the heroic achievement count. So hope this helps someone who's working on those achievements. Nice. And love the show. Appreciate the work you put into it, Casey. Thank you, Casey. And he also did a little follow-up. He said in doing them some more, it seems that it still works towards the 100 achievement, but it doesn't always work toward the 10 daily achievement, but sometimes it does, and he's not sure why yes and why no. So if someone's able to suss out exactly how that works, that'd be good to know. Daily, but yeah, he wasn't able to figure that out. Yeah, apparently some of them work towards the 100 achievement, but some of them don't always work towards the 10 daily achievement. So
I wonder if it has to do with the bonuses.
It's possible.
Like completing the bonuses, maybe?
I don't know. And I do have a quick tip for you. If you're doing Galactic Season on all servers, as I do, that means you're going to get a lot of boxes, with armor and weapons and stuff. You probably don't have all the classes on all these other servers. Like I certainly don't. I just have like one that's sort of high level. I have a couple of lobies and that's it. So if you open a weapon box and you get a weapon you can't use, you can still unlock it for that character by putting a color crystal from your collection in it. That still locks it to that character. And I don't care because I'm only unlocking it because I want to unlock it for the whole collection. So it's unlocked for a character, and then once it's unlocked for a character, you can unlock it for the whole account, and it's on sale. Right. So this is the time to do that. So, because what I've been doing is I've been sort of like keeping all these weapons, and the idea in the back of my head is like I'll just unlock them, when I make the right character and stuff. But then I realized I can just put a color crystal in it. I don't have to wait. So so I've been doing that now. I've been a lot happier for it.
Great idea.
All right. Anyway, so obviously Casey is the winner. So Casey gets a Tonfon or M83R droid code or one of the M2B9 droid codes, and it's 450 CC code courtesy of BioWare. Congrats. And yay! And that will, if you would like a chance to win the same, send your tips to OotiniCast@gmail.com before the next show. That'll bring us to the Mind Trap. We're going to have a little bit of water here. All right. And the question we had the 12th SWTOR anniversary. question we had for everyone was, what was the biggest story of the year? And so we had 4 options. The 64-bit client. So all this time they've been in a 32-bit, and 64-bit has been like the standard for most of the time that SWTOR's been out. But they finally, but it's not an easy job switching your client from 32 to 64-bit, but they did that this year. The second big story of the year was move to Broadsword. So they're still connected to EA, but they are no longer BioWare. They now do the development at Broadsword. The cloud and APAC servers, which are both kind of big and put together even bigger. So, and I also consider those stories, I didn't really go into this or anything, but to me, those stories seem to be connected. Like, I don't think they'd be doing the APAC server if they weren't doing cloud servers. I don't think they would make a physical server again in the APAC area. I don't think that would happen. I think it's only happening because there's cloud servers. So to me, those are kind of connected. And I could be wrong. The devs, if a dev wants to tell me I'm wrong, I will gladly say I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's right. And we also put an other because maybe someone else found something else that they thought was the biggest story of the year. Maybe the new dies were like so big for them that they can't think of anything else. And 3% of them did in fact say other, although there was not really anyone who explained what that was. But that's okay. The move to Broadsword was the big winner, actually. 63.6% of the vote. I actually voted for that. How about you, Kitty? What did you vote for?
Move to Broadsword.
Move to Broadsword. Fair enough. So that was 2/3 of the vote. Pretty big win, actually. 64-bit client was second with 22.7% of the vote. Cloud and APAC servers at just under 10% of the vote. And then, like I said, other few people just voted. Probably just to see what the other people were voting for, I guess. Which is fine. And the interesting thing is, other than obviously in a year where there's like an expansion, that's always the biggest story of that year. Like anytime that happens. Right. But accepting those years, I think 64-bit client or cloud and APAC servers could have been the biggest story of any other year other than this year with the move to Broadsword. Like I honestly think cloud and APAC servers or 64-bit client could have been the biggest story of pretty much any year other than an expansion year. So, the fact that the moves of Broadsword beat by so much, 63% of the vote. And thank you for voting for everyone and reposting on the different areas and stuff like that. Yeah.
I tend to think that the move to Broadsword and them knowing that they're going to have another home is the reason why they went 64-bit and the reason why they have a cloud and APAC servers. I think that I could be wrong, but I don't see why they would want to update the game that's not going to continue to move forward.
Right.
And that was because of the move to Broadsword, I believe.
That makes sense.
I think that they've been kicking butt at Broadsword.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything on that list is huge.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we don't see a lot of we don't see much because moving the servers over to a cloud or having a 64-bit client doesn't necessarily mean much to us, but those are big things. Just having 3 of those things on there it's refreshing. It's nice that they're continuing to upgrade the game.
Yeah,
awesome.
And even things like the new dyes that change, how shiny or matte something is like, it's pretty cool, and it's clearly, it's clearly something that takes a lot of effort. Otherwise I'm sure it would have been in years ago if it was simple. It's not simple. It's clearly something that took a lot of doing. And it looks so cool. I've seen more and more people putting up other outfits that it looks that these the shiny dyes look on. Like we already talked about the other episode how it's the most obvious and tends to look the best on like trooper type armor, trooper Mandalorian hard armor. But I've been putting I think people have been finding other outfits and putting them up on social media. And where they find other outfits that look really, really, really cool. So which is really nice. Anyway, that will bring us to the holo feed. So first thing is the 12 years with Star Wars: The Old Republic. This is on the 20th, And Keith put out a little notification that says, hey, this marks our 12th anniversary. What a year it's been. I'm once again reflective of everything that transpired in 2023. Couldn't be more proud of Star Wars The Old Republic team. We began the year by deploying the 64-bit client to all players, releasing Galactic Seasons 4, Passage of Peace, PvP Season 2, Piercing the Veil, and opened a test server in the APAC region, completely hosted in the cloud. An incredible kickoff to the new year, and we were delighted to see a lot of months of prep come to fruition. Midway through the year, the development team transitioned to Broadsword and delivered Game Update 7.3, Old Wounds, which is full of new content, including Story Update, the Shrine of Silence Flashpoint, which, by the way, is a really cool flashpoint, and an entirely new area on Voss called the Interpreter's Retreat. Game Update 7.3 also included art modernization, which updated various assets and the environment of the Interpreter's Retreat. Over the following months, we officially moved all of our servers to the cloud. How cool is that? This initiative greatly streamlined our processes and allow us to make additional upgrades to improve the overall health and stability of the game. On the heels of that migration, we launched Update 7.31, which came with Galactic Seasons 5, Confidence and Power. How about that Lothcat kitten pet? And introduced Ahsoka-inspired items to the game. This collaboration with our friends at Lucasfilm was a great deal of fun, and we were ecstatic to see how they resonated within the community. Very true. And we find ourselves now in the present day. We've opened a new server in the APAC region called Shea Vizsla, and it was incredible playing alongside new and returning players. I'm about halfway to completing legendary status. Very nice.
Of course he is.
Following the opening of the new server, we launched Game Update 7.4, Chains in the Dark, which brings players back to a new area on Ord Mantell to progress the storyline around Hedda Kull and the Hidden Chain. I wrote a lot about the accomplishments of the past year and leaving you all with quite a bit to enjoy for the holiday season, but I'll want to give you a glimpse into 2024. With our next release in 7.41, we are doing something pretty cool in Galactic Season 6. The story and primary reward of the season will take you back to a location you haven't been to in quite some time, and it has quite a view. Interesting. Is that a Stronghold reference, or is that something else? Maybe it's part of the story. I can't tell. Looking forward to finding out about it, though. As we look beyond 7.4.1 and into 7.5, we have some new things planned for our players. I checked in with Lane Vizsla, and she thinks that her steady progress on the Basilisk War Droid prototype could come to a meaningful conclusion or new beginning around that time. I have so many more things I want to tell you about the upcoming releases and everything else we have planned for next year with story and events, but alas, today is a celebration of our 12th anniversary. I wanted to make sure to leave you with a few nuggets to chew over on the holidays. When we get back from the holiday break, we'll be preparing a 7.4.1 live stream we are tentatively scheduling for February 14th. So yeah, they've always historically, SWTOR has had like a couple weeks right at the end of the year where they just keep a skeleton crew aboard and everyone sort of is, has that time off. The live stream will focus mostly on 7.4.1, where we'll give you a glimpse of everything coming in that update. We'll also share an early sneak peek of 7.5 as well. That'll always be fun. As I said in the 7.4 dev stream, there's more to come, and we're looking forward to announcing further details in due time. Before I head out, a reminder of some things to enjoy during the holiday break. We're running a 50% off collection unlock sale from now until January 9th, 2024, which probably reminds me, like, about a week into January, I should check and see if I've gotten any more cartel coins and kind of make any final decisions about any sales of things I might have missed on or whatever. Life Day is active and will also run until January 9th, 2024. The Double XP event begins the 24th, so it's been going for 3 days, and will run until January 4th, not the 9th, but the 4th, 2024. So that's still going, and it's going for like another week, basically. And the Coruscant and Cost City strongholds are discounted to 12 credits instead of 5,000 until the next game update, which reminds me, I haven't done that on Shea Vizsla yet, and I really should.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Because I do not have many credits there, and saving 10,000 credits or even just the 5,000 is a big deal. Yeah, and I only have one stronghold over there because, as it turns out, I only bought the Nar Shaddaa one with cartel coins, and the other ones I bought with credits and stuff, so they don't automatically unlock. Oh well. Let's see. And so the featured anniversary sales include the Major Experience Boost, Commander's Compendium 3-pack, which gets your companions up to 50, Master's Datacron Equipment Bundle, Thexan's Armor Set, Satil Shan's Dual Saber, Darth Nul's Lightsaber, and Tula Kol's Lightsaber. There's also been daily sales, and we're about halfway through it. So today is the Dark Side Hysis mount, which is basically a dragon. It's very, very cool. I didn't have quite enough cartel coins for it. Actually, I burned myself down too low to get it. So I was actually thinking of getting that one. I might have to look around for it.
I might have it. Let me check.
Some other good ones that are coming up are Zakul Knight Armor Set tomorrow, then the Stronghold Cantina Deco Bundle, Sensuous Dress Armor Set, Heartless Pursuer Armor Set, which still weirds me out that that's in the list, but hey. Imperial Reaper's Armor Set, Incinerator Weapon Tuning, and Twisted Fang Lightsaber. And personally, I did get the Executioner Lightning Weapon Tuning, which is actually really cool. I put it on my Storm cosplay, and perfect. It's really cool because like lightning comes down from above and it has all these crackle noises and stuff. It's very nice. And Keith says, continues, I'm genuinely thankful I get to work with such incredible teams of partners who are both committed to creating the best content possible for SWTOR and working toward improving the tech and platform that runs the game. Of course, I wanted to send a heartfelt thank you to all of our players who play the wonderful game with us. We wish you all happy holidays and New Year. May the Force be with you. So thank you,
Yay, Keith. Thank you.
Nice. Right. And so then there's a few other bits of news as well. It's been a little quiet because, they're starting to go out on their vacation. But there's a few things that have shown up on on the forums and so on. A few 7.4 issues. So they listed a few saboteur players. In other words, if you're a saboteur against, if you're a Republic against the Republic, helping out the Empire, or if you're an Empire saboteur against the Empire, helping out the Republic. Anyway, saboteur players do not currently see the option to contact Jonas when dealing with the SIS on Ord Mantell. So, which kind of, I was wondering about that, because I have two mains, and my Empire one is also a saboteur, because she's light side, so I just made her a saboteur, and there really wasn't any saboteur stuff, and I was kind of surprised. I remember being surprised by that. So apparently it just got missed out on. So I don't know how I'll ever get to see that, but hopefully it'll get fixed. But I don't know if there's going to be a separate conversation that'll still show up or not, or whatever. We'll have to find out. Tooltips, use abilities on items in the tooltip may incorrectly remain on other items tooltips in the cartel market. This can be resolved by closing and reopening the market itself. So if for some reason you can't see a new tooltip to hover to see, making sure you're buying the right item or whatever, try closing it and reopening it. Let's see. Also, the Hermit's Vigil unlock in collections. Players who receive the incorrectly named Elite Tactician Blaster Pistol will not be able to use it to unlock the Hermit's Vigil in collections. There's some sort of collections snafu, and one thing was unlocking the other or whatever, and they've locked it so that the wrong one is not doing it, but a proper fix for it is not really possible to roll out in a patch. So they're trying to make sure that the unlock works for the player who received the incorrectly named pistol. That's right. So there was a pistol that came out that was given the wrong name, and it's caused issues with collections. So if you've had issues with it, they ask you to reach out to support team at support@swotor.com to request the unlock. And be sure to include your account name when reaching out to them. Let's see. Cannot get notes of reflection after season end. So some people apparently they've investigated, and the drop rates are lower, in fact, than intended for notes of reflection. From the previous seasons, you're supposed to be able to bring out that companion and still get the drops for reputation, because otherwise there's just no way to gain the reputation anymore. That's the way to do it, but unfortunately, the drop rate was too low, and they're making an internal change to how the drops are distributed.
Good.
It unintentionally reduced the drop rate of the Galactic Season reputation items, so they'll be fixing it in an upcoming patch, and then the drop rates will return to what you remember. And then Keith also did a little update on the Shea Vizsla APAC server. And he said, hey, going to make this follow-up post for now, as the team is getting ready to break for the upcoming holiday, wanted to hop into the thread to generate conversation about what players, particularly those who are in the APAC region, when it comes to character transfers for the Shea Vizsla server. So what has happened so far is you are not allowed to transfer characters in or out of Shea Vizsla. And the idea is that we have a fresh server and it's not being the economy is not being adjusted by all the credits coming in from transfers. Adjusted basically
is a good usage.
Corrupted maybe, but yeah. And he actually says some interesting things about it. I want to have a respectful conversation and a friendly discourse about what's best for players in the APAC region, and of course for the game. Our ultimate goal is to have a healthy server that also provides the best home for our APAC players. We opened an APAC server to create a better overall experience for the regional players and grow the number of players in that region. We also had the unique opportunity to improve the economy by delaying and possibly restricting the amount of credits that flowed into the server. That is giving us very insightful details about what defines a healthy economy. I'll bet it is, because this is like a little science experiment they're running, essentially.
It is, right?
Yeah, because it's essentially the whole normal game, only without a bunch of people having tons of extra credits.
Right.
We also understand about legacy and character transfers and wanting to leverage what you've already completed over the years. In other words,
exactly.
If you're an APAC player, well, you've been faithfully playing the game, probably on Satil Shan, but possibly a Starforge or one of the European ones, depending. But in any case, you've been doing a lot of things, and you'd probably love to have your legacy stuff over there now, since if you're going to make APAC your main server. But the question is, when do they do that? And then, of course, as soon as they do, how does that affect the economy of the Shea Vizsla server? So we also understand about wanting to leverage what you've already completed over the years. As a reminder, we'll be making a decision based on the data we see and player feedback we receive. So give them that feedback.
Feedback.
So far, here's what I'm reading in terms of player feedback specifically from this thread. Players want character transfers allowed to and from Shea Vizsla, meaning your legacy is also transferred. You support credit restrictions, but want us to consider credit costs such as repair bills. Players want a reasonable time and cost to do transfers, and players want the server treated the same as all the other servers, which is fair. I mean, at some point, it really should be essentially like another server, and people should be able to freely transfer in and out. And I could see where it's like, yes, it's all very fun to have this new server where the inflation is not taken off. But yeah, at some points, people who actually live in the APAC region and want that to be their main server would probably love to be able to get their legacy over there, so they don't have to hunt for every last datacron and worry about stuff they've already done before and not having to do it again, that sort of thing.
For sure.
And Keith says, if I miss something, just reply with other key points, and we'll make sure to review those with the team in the new year.
It's a complex kind of decision there, because I hear a lot of players don't want the economy to be flooded with credits from other servers.
Like they're actually enjoying the fact that it's sort of like
hard
as
mode,
and almost as intended sort of game experience in terms of credits.
But at the same time, if you live in that region, you want all your stuff. So it's an interesting.
Zen saying he's an APAC player and not sure what should be done. Maybe character transfers without any credits.
Yeah, right. That's
I guess
what
you can.
Talking about.
You'd still, and you would still have, like a whole crap ton of materials potentially. But on the other hand, that's not credits, and selling them doesn't really add to inflation. It actually reduces prices at least. Not
that's
inflation,
another thing.
Prices.
I was thinking is that
I know that those are sometimes conflated.
If they were to allow credit transfers over to that server, it would pull some of the inflation
off of the
credits
other servers.
out of the other servers and put it onto there.
Right.
But I mean, out of the frying pan into the fire kind of scenario. I think if they did allow, say, the maximum 4 billion credits or whatever, what you'd end up doing is you'd end up finding like a weird imbalance where
someone either has all the credits in the world or nothing at all, and it would
Right.
take a long time for that to balance out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I guess the people with billions and billions of credits would buy all these cheap items, which would slowly sort of, gather it out. But 4 billion takes a while to, to get that spread out. And, and it doesn't help everyone because, like, if you're not selling things on the GTN, then you wouldn't even be getting any of the credits that would be sort of quote unquote flowing in from other servers or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tough question, and but I'm enjoying so far. I'm just I'm enjoying the experience of
I've been loving it.
the server
Being
where I
forced-
actually have to think about credits again.
Yeah,
to me
being forced
it's a fun
sucks,
thing. Yeah,
but man, it's fun to have those restrictions.
Yep.
Because I've done, you and I play on Satil Sean,
mm-hmm.
and I have billions of credits over there.
Yep.
And I've started a character and been like, all right, I'm not giving him any money. Fast forward an hour later, and I'm like, screw that. I don't want to do it.
It's hard. It's hard to say no.
But
yep.
it's been really fun over there, and I don't know what to do. I hope it'll be interesting to see what happens. I just don't want our friends on that side of the world to get screwed over.
Yeah, and
because of
right.
people that mess stuff up in the past.
And maybe they can find a way that maybe to restrict credits in some way. You're only allowed 100 million credits, or whatever, some reasonably low but not non-zero amount, or maybe just 0 credits, and you're just gonna have to and you just have to deal. It would be interesting to see what happens if they did that too. And that's certainly an interesting thought experiment too, because then you have like all these extra items coming in, but without credits, and then it's like, what happens then? Because things are already pretty cheap on Shea Vizsla, because it's hard to sell. You can't really sell for what you consider a normal amount. It just doesn't happen.
You can't. There's some stuff that is so inexpensive, and I'm going, I can't get it. I only have 90,000 credits.
Right, and of course, like the instant that transfers are available. If they were allowed with full credits, then like, within a day, like everyone, a lot of people would have transferred characters, gone to the GTN and like grabbed every cartel item basically that was selling for cheap off of it, and just pulled it all off of the GTN essentially. So anyway, let's see. There's one other bit of news, Jackie. There was some collection unlocks. The collection unlock sale was missing some items essentially. And she said, heads up, tomorrow, this happened 5 days ago, we're going to push an update to the collection unlock sale to include items that were reportedly missing. We'll continue to keep an eye on this thread. And I looked at the thread, and apparently there was a lot of like seasonal items from not just the Life Day event, but from some other events as well. So like event items that were not being included. But some people were having troubles getting the unlock sale to open at all for certain whole lists of items. It's unclear of how widespread this was. Not for like every item, but just like they had like these whole lists of items, like it included like some emotes and some other things. And for some reason the unlock wasn't really working for them. It wasn't really clear, however, if that was like a widespread thing, or just for some reason restricted to one person, or those individual people, because I didn't see a lot of agreement essentially on like which items were being excluded, except for these seasonal items that I've been talking about. So apparently hopefully that's been fixed, because they did try to push that out, and I didn't see a lot of notification after she talked about this. Like I didn't see a lot of people saying, hey, I'm still having that issue. So hopefully it's all fixed. If you were having issues, say a week ago, if you've haven't been playing for a few days and you tried some unlock and couldn't figure it out, especially on event items, try it again, and hopefully those will be in the collection unlock sale.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Kitty?
No.
Yeah. You doing anything anything special for New Year's on your stream or anything like that?
I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure. I don't know yet. The last, that Christmas day really took a lot out of me. I was so tired yesterday. I think I slept for about 11 hours last night. I was like dead to the world.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure yet. If we end up doing something, I'll definitely be popping it out in social media and letting everybody know as soon as we come to any conclusion.
That's cool. One more thing before we head out. Rockin' Donkey has an interesting thought. I think they should consider adding servers that don't allow transfers at all. In other words, make a server that's designed to be never transferred in or out of. Which would be fair, because if you knew it ahead of time, it wouldn't be like the Apex server where the assumption is that that they will be allowed to unlock at some point. Instead, just have this sort of credit, haven, credit-free haven, and just sort of, that would be a very interesting thing to do. I would definitely play on that server just like I am on Shea Vizsla if they did that.
I would love to see a hard mode server open up, no transfers, anything like that, and
that would be an interesting way to do it. Oh, that kind of hardcore server.
Yeah. I think that would be really fun. I think that they should
be hard to
if that's
get
something
any
that they
PvP
would,
going though.
Yeah, it would, right? It would. I think it would make, if they decided to do that, they should wait a little while, because I know that I'm kind of, having characters on the Shea Vizsla server. I'm kind of like, if they open a new server sometime soon, I wouldn't be as into starting a character there, because I already did that on Satil Sean.
You've seen what it's like.
Go through it again, but it would be. I think it would be great.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a cool thing to say.
That would be cool.
Good idea, Donkey.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have that as sort of a permanent thing. And it would be fair that way, because like everyone would know, they would tell everyone ahead of time, like, you are not allowed to transfer in or out of this one.
That's right.
We'd have to come up with a really good server name too, like name it after a prison or something.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
The Darth Sidious server.
Something like that. Yeah. All right, then. Is that all then?
That's it for me, Chill. Thanks.
All right, then. That's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Satil Sean server, or in our
Utini Rage
Guild on the Empire side, do a /C join Utini to join the Utini channel, then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to OotiniCast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @OotiniCast, or Mastodon @OotiniCast@mastodon.world. You can find contact details for us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe using iTunes and the rest. We record the show live bi-weekly, Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, by streaming at twitch.tv/OotiniCast. Our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. And thank you to the chat room.
Thank you guys for being here.
And we'll see you next show.
All right, I'm looking for folks.
And let me get over to the dashboard so we can do a raid.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see someone? We got Smokey, Redneck, Londoa are all active right now.
Twisted's on.
Do Twisted,
Did we get
Redneck?
in last time? Yeah, Twisted.
Okay, we can do Twisted. All right. Let's start the raid here. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Okay. A couple more seconds here, and then we will go. All right. I'm going and stopping the stream, stopping the recording.